Good afternoon. I'm hoping to contradict Will's speech earlier and convince everyone that we should be getting our mobiles out in retail. And hopefully my presentation will convince you guys of that. So just a little bit about Proxama. We class ourselves as a next generation mobile commerce company. And what does that mean? Really, we're linking the physical and digital worlds, and we do that through this technology called NFC. So this is near-field communication. I'm sure some of you guys would have probably received credit cards from the likes of Barclaycard and so forth, with a strange little icon on it. This allows you to go into shops and pay just by tapping your card. And now that technology is moving into mobile phones, so that you can go into a retail store and tap your phone on a terminal and make a payment. So we work in that space. So we work with issuing banks, with the card schemes, with the mobile phone operators and the handset manufacturers making this happen. In addition to that, though, we also work on another side of our business, working in NFC, and this is more about engaging with consumers. So instead of making payments, you can tap point of sale, you can tap posters, etc., to receive brand engagement, vouchers, loyalty, etc. And I'm going to focus a bit more on that through the presentation, just to show you guys how that works. In terms of our vision, I don't know how many of you guys are aware of the mobile wallet, but the mobile wallet is really traditionally today it's about getting your payment cards into mobiles, as I described, so you can go in, you can tap and pay. Our vision is that that isn't enough. That's not going to drive consumer adoption. And really, to drive consumer adoption, the wallet needs more. And to do that, you need to drive in loyalty, vouchers, engagement, and so forth into the wallet to make it this all-encompassing replacement for your physical wallet that you have today. So no longer would you go out with your wallet, you go out with your phone, and everything you need is within the wallet, within your phone. So why NFC? Worldwide, there's 302 million phones already out there in the wild. 181 different devices are NFC enabled. And in the UK, there are 8 million devices already. So we're getting close to at least sort of 10% penetration of consumers that have these NFC enabled devices in their hands. What we don't have today is that the consumer is aware of what NFC is. So there's a whole education piece that we need to do to actually get consumers aware that they have this technology and the cool and exciting things that they can do with it. So I think the message coming out of that really is that NFC is here, it's growing fast, we're really at the start of the growth trajectory for NFC, so really it's time for retailers, brands and so forth to jump on board and move forwards with NFC. So I touched a little in terms of the work we do in terms of mobile payments. So the first live implementation of mobile payments in the UK is with Barclaycard. Proxama's been working with Barclaycard for the last 18 months, helping them with their mobile strategy to get to market with contactless payments. And you can see here over there an example of the mobile wallet. Already to date, we have 143,000 contactless terminals rolled out across the UK. So that's a vast array of retailers that are already enabled. And the question that was posed to me when I came here today to do this talk was, why hasn't the UK adopted NFC? Really, to date, Barclaycard is the first issuer to actually go live with a service. The other banks are starting to work on this. But really, the challenge that those guys have is that it's a complex ecosystem. You can't just take your plastic card and put it into mobile. You have to work with the operators, the handset manufacturers, the card schemes, and getting all of these guys together to make this happen is hard work. And that's slowly happening, and it's going to happen more and more. So over the next year or two, you're going to see these services coming out more and more. But as I mentioned earlier, payments isn't enough. The wallets need engagement to actually make this a real consumer proposition. So just to demonstrate that a bit more, I want to talk about a few of the case studies that we've run over the last 18 months, really, and just show you that NFC is here today, and there are some really exciting ways that you can engage with this within retail. So this particular example that we've got here is a campaign that we ran with Nokia out in the Middle East. We actually ran this over a year ago now. And this was for the launch of a Nokia N9 device out there. It's their big hero device. It had NFC. And as I said, really we need to educate consumers that NFC is here today. So the way Nokia did this is they partnered with a cinema chain out in the Middle East, and we're giving away free cinema tickets. So you could walk through a shopping mall. There were NFC-enabled poster panels within the shopping mall. You could tap these posters, and within your wallet on your Nokia device, you were issued a free cinema ticket. And that was stored within the phone, within the wallet on your device. So you would go away. You might come back at the weekend with your mates, and you want to go and redeem that cinema ticket. So you would walk into the cinema, and at the point of sale, we had some point of sale material that was NFC enabled. You tap that material, and it deep links you straight into the voucher. So I don't know if anyone's used services like Voucher Cloud or Groupon and so forth. In order to recall your voucher when you want to redeem it at a point of sale, you have to fumble around, find the application, find the voucher you want to redeem, launch it, say yes, I want to redeem it, and then display it to the person behind the till. This overcomes that whole challenge because you simply tap, automatically launches your wallet, deep links you straight into the voucher, and it's there ready to redeem. So very simple, magical experience for the consumer to redeem those vouchers. And we've just got a few stats up here in terms of how successful that campaign was. It ran over 2 months. We had over 5,000 transactions. Bear in mind, this was only on one single model of a Nokia device. So that's a lot of transactions. We had people repeat visiting to go and get tickets again and again. And we were seeing 88 transactions per day. And this was across 2 malls in the Middle East. So here's a campaign we actually ran here in the UK in partnership with Orange. Orange are actually leading the way in terms of mobile payments. So they're the mobile operator that you have to be on if you want to get your Barclays card into mobile, and that's called the Quick Tap Wallet. However, Orange are aware that actually payments isn't enough, and so they engaged with us to deliver what they called Quick Taps Treats, which was their reward wallet, and this was really to engage with consumers and show them there's a lot more you can do with this than just make payments. So we came up with a fully branded experience for Orange, this Quick Tap Wallet. And within here we worked with a digital agency to come up with a really compelling offer for the retailer Eat. We deployed this across all 114 Eat stores nationwide. And the concept being that you could come into an Eat store exclusively for Orange customers. You could go up to a poster, tap the poster, and you get the chance to win free treats. As you can see up here, a spin the wheel mechanism, so it's very engaging. You would have 3 attempts, you'd get 3 different treats, you then select the treat that you want to redeem, and then go to the point of sale and redeem that for the treat you've been issued. Some commentary back from the guys at Eat is that 3 out of 5 consumers also purchased other items at the same time. So obviously a good way to engage with consumers, to repeat visit back to the retail shop. Again, this ran over a couple of months, and you can see here over 24,000 interactions over that time. So again, you can see that people are actually adopting this. And again, this campaign was run over 12 months ago. So it is here today. This is a smaller scale project that we're running with EE, so the new network operator, and this is more around educating their staff within their offices. However, it's a really interesting use case, and one that whenever we go out to our customers and talk about this, it's the one that everyone instantly catches onto. So in this scenario, I'm sure many of you have these paper-based loyalty stamp cards that fill up your wallet, you lose them, you forget them, etc. NFC provides a way to digitize that. So rather than you holding a card, the person behind the till actually has a card that you can tap with your mobile. This then allows you to add loyalty stamps onto your digital card within your mobile wallet. And so we've deployed this within EE's offices. They have a Costa concession in there. And you can see that we've already had over 1,000 transactions. That's been running for just over a month now, with a very small set of people within that environment. but a very compelling way of driving loyalty within the retail environment. In addition to this, beyond retail, we're seeing a lot of interest at the minute around more experiential retail-based campaigns. So BlackBerry, for the launch of their new Z10 phone, have engaged with us, and we're running a campaign across the UK in shopping centres. This is with promotional staff. So you can go up to these promotional staff, you can test out the features of the BlackBerry handset, and then you can tap NFC-enabled material for the chance to win prizes. So there's free giveaways that are being given away within that environment, and obviously you're starting to educate the consumers that you can interact with NFC, and actually if you interact with NFC, you know, you get offers, you get prizes, etc. So it's a really good way of engaging with the consumers. And just a little bit more around sort of the thought that we've put into how NFC can really enhance the retail environment. And again, we've talked a bit about earlier around showrooming. So Ika mentioned a bit about obviously the showrooming and moving away from the physical to the digital world, m-commerce, etc. How can NFC help with that? Is that it can actually bridge that physical bricks and mortar retail experience and the digital experience, and actually bring that to your mobile within the retail environment. So you can start going around tapping products to get product reviews, exclusive content. So the whole digital experience can be triggered simply by tapping that product. And obviously the retailer is in full control of that experience, and so can really start driving how the consumers engage with those products. This is an interesting one. So about 6 months ago, I was walking through Debenhams, trying to get my little baby daughter to sleep, and I noticed there was adverts for free Wi-Fi and the chance to download the Debenhams app. So I actually went through that process and downloaded the app, and to really find out what the experience was that they were providing. And you download this application, and much like I was talking about in the previous slide, you have the opportunity to scan the QR codes on the product labels of the goods within Debenhams, so you can start seeing product reviews, etc. And really, I see that NFC is the next generation for that technology. So rather than having to line up the QR code and take a picture of it to trigger that content, you can start tapping shelving, etc., or even the labels on the products to start triggering those sorts of interesting ways of engaging with the products within the retail environment. And just sort of moving on, really, where we see this moving to is that NFC will start enabling consumers to really get value from their shopping experience, and retailers can start driving the consumer experience through retail. So we have the concept that when you come into, say, a supermarket, you can tap a poster when you come in. You can get offers of the day that are relevant to you when you come in. We're working with a number of the loyalty programs within the UK, so that we can actually link in with those loyalty programs. So when you tap, it's actually tailored to your loyalty account, so you get the right offers relevant to you on that day. As you go through the shopping experience, you can start tapping products, getting offers, building that up within your mobile wallet. When you actually come to the point of sale, part of the queue busting experience, rather than fumbling around in your wallet to pull out your vouchers, start fumbling through which products have I got that I can actually redeem today, you can tap a poster. You can then collate all of the vouchers that are relevant to you today. You can filter those through. You go through the checkout experience, you scan your phone, you then scan your phone to pay, and that whole transaction has happened through the mobile wallet experience. This is an interesting piece of technology that we're working on around integrating with points of sale. So I touched on earlier the fact that there are these voucher service providers today, so Voucher Cloud, for instance. Now, the real challenge that these guys have is closing the loop. So I mentioned earlier you have to obviously display the voucher to make that redemption. We don't have any point of sale integration. And I also talked earlier about the fact that payments there's a big ecosystem around payments and getting your payment cards into mobile, which is a real challenge when it comes to actually how do we use NFC to integrate at point of sale. And actually piggybacking on top of the contactless infrastructure that's out there is a real challenge. And it's not something that brands, retailers, etc. are in a position to do today. So we're working on some technology through various partners of ours to come up with a barcode scanner replacement that uses NFC. So you can plug this technology straight into a retail point of sale and then basically tap your phone to redeem vouchers. And this is very simple and quick and easy for retailers to get off the ground with. So I think that will be driving forwards into the market very soon. In terms of out of home, so out of home to date has been very much a static poster experience, but out of home is starting to realise the potential of NFC and how that can start integrating into the retail experience. So we're very excited that actually Clear Channel have now enabled 10,000 of their out-of-home sites. And JC&Co, probably 6 months, 12 months ago, ran a number of trials as well, using NFC linking into retail. There's actually a campaign that's live at the minute with KFC. These guys are using NFC to trigger mapping services, so you can find your nearest KFC store. So you tap the poster, deep links you into your mapping app on your device and shows you where the nearest KFC is. So a very simple use case, but you can see how that's useful to start driving consumers into retail. And as I said earlier in the year, JC&Co were also running a campaign. They were providing vouchers for Morrisons. So again, driving from out of home engagement vouchers that can drive consumers to the retail experience. And really our vision in terms of where we see out of home going is that that's great and that really will be driving consumers into retail. But again, there are opportunities to link the physical world to the digital m-commerce world as well. And there's a number of areas that we're working on that can actually start linking, so tap to purchase a product through your mobile. So that's a very exciting space for us as well. And another big area that we're seeing in terms of brands is that many brands have invested heavily in mobile. So there are many apps out there. And really these guys want to basically leverage their physical world experience and their digital assets. And what's a great way to do that is to NFC enable their application so that they can start triggering those application experiences from the physical retail world. And we're working with a number of brands and we'll be launching a number of NFC-enabled application services later in the year that really do sort of start pushing the boundaries in terms of how apps can engage within the retail experience. And I guess finally, really, it's all about data and analytics. So NFC really does provide the opportunity to measure the return on investment from your advertising. You can actually tell to the specific location, to the specific time, to the specific unique user when consumers are actually engaging. And as you build out the number of points of engagement, you can actually start tracking consumer behaviour and so forth. So I mentioned earlier about a campaign where we're distributing vouchers from out of home and then tapping to redeem them at point of sale. You can actually very quickly start tracking that consumer journey. So this consumer interacted at this point to download the voucher and then tapped here to redeem the voucher. So you can see where is my advertising working best? Where do people best engage to receive those vouchers? Where do they go to redeem them? And so forth. So very exciting in terms of that. And that's it. Thank you very much.